Hey guys, this video is going to show you how to create your paper outline, which is tonight's homework. Specifically, how to create a super duper awesome paper outline. So the first question that most students ask is, how long does my essay need to be? This specific essay is going to ask you to write 3 to 4 pages, and that can be of various different paragraphs in length. So you're not just going to be writing a 5-paragraph essay to get to those 3 to 4 pages. You're going to probably be writing 4 paragraphs or 6 paragraphs or as many paragraphs as it takes. What I do know is that you're going to have an introduction, you will have body paragraphs, and you will have a conclusion. Now, the kind of essay that you're going to be writing may be a kind of brand new essay for you. The basics remain the same, but the rules are going to be a little different. So for example, you might be used to having a hook in your introduction paragraph. In this case, the hook might be your entire first paragraph, followed then by other introductory information. Also, you might have 2 body paragraphs, or 4, or 5, or 8, or 10, or 105. It just depends how much information you need to share. Also, you might have sections to your paper to better help with organization. Therefore, you'll have a section that's about history, and in that section you'll have 3 body paragraphs, and then in your next section about literature, you'll have 2 paragraphs. However, the one thing that always remains the same is that you will have a clear and well-written thesis that likely comes at the end of the introductory paragraph. Your thesis is the heart of your essay, and therefore the main focus. You have to have it. No ifs, buts, or thens. So when you create your outline, you're going to complete the following steps. So the first paragraph is going to be the hook. And you'll need to specify whether you want your hook to be narrative, descriptive, about a current event, a historical event, or a quote followed with elaboration. So for the outline that I'm going to create about the River Liffey, I decide that my hook is going to be a description of the river. Now this is all the information that I need to provide in my outline. I don't need to write anything out. I'm just going to mention how I'm going to have my hook unfold. Following my first paragraph of the hook comes paragraph 2, which will be my background and thesis. So you'll also need to note this in your outline. The specifics that you'll need to note include what your background is going to be. So in this case, my background will include location, date of initial use, Vikings, and the importance to modern Ireland. So you'll need to note your background information on your outline. Also on your outline, you're actually going to need to write out your thesis. So this isn't just going to be some ideas written down. This is going to be an actual thesis in your outline. So my thesis, and you can use this to help you create your own, is Ireland's River Liffey is a critical location to visit due to its historical and current significance in transports, and its literary significance as a symbol of struggle, hope, and life. So the purpose of the thesis is to explain what your entire essay will be about. So from my thesis, you can tell that I'm going to write about the River Liffey, and more specifically, I'm going to have sections about its historical significance, its current significance, and its literary significance. So my thesis shows the order of my topics in my essay. Now moving on from paragraph 2, it's going to come my first section. Now a section is not a paragraph. A section is a group of paragraphs. So my first section is going to have paragraphs about historical significance. So I'll probably have 2 paragraphs in this section. The first will be about Viking origins and use of the River Liffey, and my second paragraph will be about the River Liffey's current use. Note that this order matches how it is in my thesis. And this is all that I'll have to know in my outline. I don't need to put any information about these 2. If I really want to, that's a-okay. But I just need to mention what paragraphs will occur in this section. Next comes section 2. And here, as shown in my thesis, I'm going to talk about the literary significance of the River Liffey. So again, I'm going to have 2 paragraphs in this section. My first paragraph is going to be about my first reading all along the River Liffey. And now I'm going to make some notes about what I'm going to write in this paragraph. I'm going to mention the author, the literary devices of repetition, imagery, and personification, and mention that the purpose is to show the river as strong and passionate. All of this information came from my TP cast. So this isn't something I should have to go look up now. This is something that I should know from previous work that I've completed. My second paragraph in section 2 is going to be about my second reading called The River Liffey. And again, I'm going to mention the author, the literary devices, which will be the same as above, and then I'm going to mention that there's a different purpose, and that's to show the river as a source of life. Okay? So note that within these paragraphs, you can start to see a what, how, and why structure forming, which will be important to the actual paragraphs themselves when they're written. So next and last comes the final paragraph, the conclusion paragraph. So in this paragraph, I'm going to make sure that I connect history and literature to reasons why they should make people want to visit the River Liffey. So I'm just noting that that's what I'm going to want to do in my conclusion. I'm also noting that I'm going to want to make sure to use pathos and ethos, because I really think that's a good way to get people to want to go to the river. However, you might also find ways to logically convince people to go. Ultimately, your conclusion should end with a strong, convincing argument as to why the River Liffey is a critical location for all Irish visitors to visit. All right, so that's all you have to do for your outline. It will look something like this. It shouldn't take you too long, but it's critical that you complete it because we're going to be using it in Friday's class. So come ready with your outline. It can either be completed on paper or you can complete it in a Google document and share that outline with me. If you do complete it in a Google document, please make sure the title is your last name, first name, class period, and then a name indicating what assignment it is. So Ireland outline would work fine. So again, that's last name, first name, class period, and then the name of the assignment. All right, I look forward to seeing your outlines. Good luck.